Hi readers, it's Lori. Welcome back to my channel, Books, Ink, and Paper. Welcome if this is your first time, especially if this is your first time to book chat / live chat, because this is more than just a book chat, usually. I haven't done one since January. I don't know why. I've had a lot to talk about, feels like, but I probably told you in other videos. So yeah, it's been a crazy start to the year. I will say that this first 3 months of this year have been, yeah, not terrible, just weird. Like, yeah, just like weird things happened, busy, very busy, just trying to make sure we're acclimating to all the things that are occurring in our lives. And it's just been a lot. So, and we got sick. A lot of us have been sick in my family on, not all at the same time, but lots of sickness. I had the grandson for a little bit, did some things with the granddaughters, did some things with the daughters, have been going to my daughter's OBGYN appointments with her, everyone except for one I've gone with her, which means a drive to and from New Orleans. And so, yeah, it's been crazy busy, but thanks for being patient with me and for watching this book chat live chat, which you might not even really care about. But I did want you to know a couple of important things have come into my life that had to happen. All right. One is you may remember before the end of the year last year, I think around November, I purchased a coffee pot, Rory and Lorelei. They were a dual Farberware brew plus K cup, although it's not called a K cup when it's Farberware, but package. And I struggled with it almost from the start, but I struggled with it even more like at the end of January when the brew side just stopped working. It made this terrible noise and it wouldn't pump water through anymore. Now you might say, well, I'm sure it was still under warranty, right? I'm sure it was. Uh, that would have, though, required me to have filled out the warranty form. And to be quite honest, that shocked me too, because I'm really good at that. I do that religiously, but apparently I did not do that with Rory and Lorelei. So I have replaced that unit with a regular cheap Black & Decker brew pot, which is now Lorelei, and an express Keurig pot or machine, which is now Rory. Rory and Lorelei are still living in the kitchen. They went away for a little while and on a trip. Didn't they go somewhere on a trip at some point? And then they came back. Maybe this is the season where Rory goes to college, and so they're not on top of each other anymore in the house. I don't know, but hopefully they last longer. Yes, I have completed the warranties for both of these machines, and yes, I have learned my lesson. Meanwhile, my laptop started giving me a hard time as well, so I had to replace Maeve. Maeve started making this sound like a crackling fire, and it was very disturbing, and it would get louder at times and then softer at times. And make no mistake, Maeve was starting to slow way down, as we often do as we grow older. This machine that I'm using now, I haven't named her yet. So the reason I'm telling you this is I'm open to options for names. My friend from high school, who's friends with me still on Facebook, Jim, he suggested Orla because this one's a little bit golden, and Orla means golden princess, and it's also an Irish name, which I guess because my other one was named Maeve, he thought maybe that was important to me. It's not necessarily, but I do like Orla. It's not out of the realm of possibility. So if you like Orla, let me know in the comments. And if you have your own idea, let me know that too. But this one is a lot faster, has more capacity, it has more RAM, which was also an important piece because I run about, I don't know how many open windows at one time. I really push my machines hard. The one that I replaced, Maeve, I'd had since 2014 or 2014, maybe 2015. So 9 or 10 years. So I can't complain about that at all. But also they've really gone up in price because they have all this fancy stuff in them now. It is what it is. I had to have it. Can't work without it. Okay, our foster dog Blue, that was featured a couple of times in the month of March, has gone on transport to New England, to New Hampshire, actually, to the Motley Mutts Rescue, which is a group that takes a lot of our fosters. And Blue has been adopted already. So we're so happy about that. We're so delighted that he's found his new forever family. And we miss Blue. I really miss Blue. He was a lot. He was a handful, but he was so beautiful and he was so sweet and so loving and so snuggly. So they have 3 children and they're very, very happy to have Blue in their home. And I think we're going to stay in touch for a long time because now we're Facebook friends. And so shout out to Haley too, who was his foster in New Hampshire until he got adopted. So they go from fosters here, then they get to New Hampshire, and then they go into a foster home there until they're chosen. And we knew who the foster was this time. We don't always, but our friend Denise hooked us up with her. And yeah, they're just wonderful up there. The whole system that they have in place for transporting and adopting is amazing. So we're happy, happy, happy for Blue. I got a book cart. And let me tell you, I don't think this book cart can manage my expected capacity. It looks like when I'm sitting there that it's tilting a little and I don't know, I can't hardly move it either. It was a wonder I moved it over there. I might have not put it together sturdily enough, but I'm happy with it for now. It's got not all of, but it's got a lot of my unread. Everything in it is unread or partially read. So I can keep track of what I'm doing there. But that's temporary because if you saw the other video, we did start making progress on the bookshelves. And so now we're going to have to find some time to stain. I will be in New Orleans this weekend dog sitting. So I'm hoping that I will vlog while I'm there. My oldest will be there, staying at my youngest daughter's house, and we're gonna see what kind of mischief we can make in the city of New Orleans. Now I've told you I feel committed. I got this. Haven't started it yet. It is from Clever Fox. I ordered it on Amazon. It is going to help me with one of my goals this year, which is my fitness goal. Yes, indeed. Which areas of my life were lacking? Has 3 months in this. There's 3 of these, but then most of it is these daily trackers, which I don't do well. And when I have tracked my meals and my movement in the past, I've done really, really well. So I'm hoping that this will help. There's progress trackers in the back as well. Some blank note pages too. So I can, I don't know, write down important things, recipes, I don't know, whatever strikes my fancy. It has a little pen loop, which I always appreciate. I like this. It's a very well-made journal, and I like this. It has little, you got this. It has a coffee cup, t-shirts, your blood pressure, avocados. Yeah, it's cute. And then if this works and I use it, then I will get as many of these as I need this year till I get to my goal. I'm not going to start this though until May 1st because it's 3 months. And so for now, I'm going to just try to keep notes about what I'm doing. And I'm going to hopefully go for a walk here after I finish this. That's my goal. I got my Kindle. I think I showed you. This is my little sticker. This is not even a joke because I am not kidding. I don't know that I've ever told you this. I take a book or a Kindle or an iPad in the past every time we leave the house. And it's not like I read every time, but I take it with me every time, just in case something happens and I'm stranded somewhere or I have spare time and I think to myself, oh, I could have been reading my book right now. I take it everywhere. My partner said it's perfect for you because Yeah, but it fits in my purse. I love it. I'm so happy with it. I've read 4 or 5 books already. Now, not all of those were books that I owned. One of them was for the BookTube prize. I'm actually one of them right now that I started. I have on this as well. So I could finish it on the physical copy that I have, or I could read it here. One of them was an ARC from NetGalley. I finished one of those. That was good. One or two of them were Kindle Unlimited. I am so happy that I got this. This was like the quarter of electronics from me. I'm also currently reading What Happened to the Bennets by Lisa Scottolini, which was a gift, if you remember, in my February or March haul from Lindsay at Lindsay's Little Library. I just started this. I want to finish it by the 22nd because my library, Maddie, is hosting a book club in the morning, which I have blocked off on my calendar. And I would really like to be able to go to a book club at my library because I've been struggling to get that done because of the scheduling the last few months. And so this is one that I'm gonna try to finish this weekend when I go to New Orleans. I only have it in this form, although I can get it on Kindle from my library, I'm pretty sure. I might do that. This begins with a man named Jason Bennett who's driving his family home in the dark, and a pickup starts to follow them on the road. 2 men jump from the pickup, pull guns on Jason, and something happens that changes their lives forever. As a result of this, they discover that the carjackers are members of a dangerous drug trafficking organization, and the family has no choice but to enter the witness protection program. This sounds like it's right up my street. Spoiler alert for the haul, I already bought another Lisa Scottolini book. I know, and I haven't even read this one, but I love this cover. I love this title, and I can't wait to get to this. Here's what I'm going to show you that I filmed before. That is about my blind dates with a book. A friend of mine sent me a photo the other day in a message and said, "Look what I got from TikTok." And it was indeed a blind date with a book. And she said, there are tons of them on TikTok. And here's the one I got. So I, of course, couldn't resist. And the day I went in, they were on sale. Like they were super cheap. One was $7. I think one was $8. I don't know yet if they're used books because I'm going to open them with you. But here's, oops, I lost a sticker. Here's the first one that I got. All right, so it has a highlighter. It has some bookish stickers, which is perfect because my stickers from my current computer are not going to come out. These are all bookish related. I can also use them for my bullet journal. There is a reading challenge bookmark for the year, 25 book challenge with a little book tracker on the back. And then these are little Post-its that you can use to mark places where you liked the content. And then there's a thank you from the person who created this one. And on the back of that is a book review card, which I can also put in my book journal. Love it. So we're going to open this together so you can see what my blind date with a book is. This one is a thriller because you can choose the genre that you like. So if I've already got this book, then I can, of course, give it away to somebody else. So let's see. And this is really pretty paper too, isn't it? I may try to save some of this for my bullet journal for my spring spreads. Okay, she or he, I think it's a she, has really packed this well. Okay, ready? Ooh, I do not have this. Ooh, and it does not look like a used book. This feels brand new. All right, so this is about 8-year-old Kathy Stone turns up on the side of the road a year after her abduction. The world awaits her harrowing story, but Kathy doesn't say a word. Traumatized by her ordeal, she doesn't speak at all, not even to her own parents. Child therapist Robin Hart is the only one who's had success connecting with her. She's been using play therapy to help Kathy process her memories, but as their work continues, Kathy's playtime takes a grim turn. A doll stabs another doll. A tiny figurine is chained to a plastic toy couch. All of these horrifying moments enacted within the Victorian dollhouse. Every session, another toy dies. But the most disturbing detail, Kathy seems to be play acting real unsolved murders. Soon, Robin wonders if Kathy not only holds the key to the murders of the past, but if she knows something about the murders of the future, can Robin unlock the secrets in Kathy's brain and stop a serial killer before he strikes again? Or is Robin's work with Kathy putting her in the killer's sights? Perfect. 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 Oh my gosh. Thank you. I'm going to send her a note saying thank you. That was perfect. Okay. And then here's my second one, which is going to fall all apart. This is horror. You can see this one came with a little, let's see, I think this might be a stone of some sort. A little bookmark. Let's see if this is a stone. There's a little sticker that looks like tarot cards. Yes, this is a little jade, it looks like. And a little, this is very witchy. Free reading buddy crystal is what that is. Love it. Then there is another gift in here. This is sticks of incense with a little sticker on there. Love all, trust a few, do none, do wrong to none. All's well that ends well. Perfect. I haven't heard that in a long time. A little washi tape here. I also have a reading list that looks sort of like a old library card. And then it says rate your date and send us a picture, and I can get 15% off my next purchase. Perfect. Okay, this is horror. You know, I love some horror. I'm so excited you got to look at these with me. The Good People by Hannah Kent. I've never had this or heard of this author either. And this one also looks, if it's not new, it's nearly new for sure. A literary novel with the pace and tension of a thriller. Rural pre-famine Ireland in all its beauty. I am so connected to Irish books lately. You just have no idea. Rural pre-famine Ireland in all its beauty and desolation is alive on every page of this exquisite novel, a dramatic tale of desperation set in a bleak time and place when no amount of protection, ritual, and belief or goodness can rescue people from their circumstances. This is an Australian author. Bereft after her husband dies, caring for her grandson Michael, who can't speak or walk. Isn't this crazy? How the two of these are so connected that I got. Rumors begin to spread that Michael is a changeling child who will bring bad luck to the community. Determined to banish evil, Nora and the girl enlist the help of an elderly wanderer who understands the magic of the old ways. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy. Okay, so my blind dates are Mike Omer, Please Tell Me, and The Good People by Hannah Kent, who also wrote Burial Rites. And yeah, I think I've heard of Mike Omer. I feel like maybe was offered a Kindle of novel of his, and then The Good People, Hannah Kent. Let me see. Do I have a Mike Omer on my Kindle? I might. I think this was one of my prime first reads last year. So I think it came out in 2023. So I could read it both physically and on my Kindle, which is perfect. I have a lot of books that I own on both my Kindle and physically. So that is so much fun. So here's a bookish topic, a bookish related topic. I guess it's adjacent. I realized something the other day that I can't remember that I've ever told you. I could have told you because sometimes I don't remember things. And, you know, I was doing this for a long time and then took a break and came back. But there's an app called Fetch. There's also an app called Receipt Pal. Both of these allow you to scan your receipts from purchases, both at stores, printed receipts, and online purchases. And you can earn points toward gift cards. I have accumulated enough points for a $25 Amazon gift card, which I'm super excited about. But I thought I would tell you about this because I didn't know if I had ever told you about this before. And it's just easy, really. You snap photos of these receipts in their app, you upload it, then they add the receipts up. And if you're in Fetch, for example, if you bought certain items from certain places, then you get extra points for certain things. I just wanted to tell you that because it is a good way to get some points toward, I think you can get a Barnes and Noble card too. There's lots of other vendors as well, so you don't have to spend your points toward gift cards for books. You can spend your points toward gift cards for food at restaurants and different places like that. But I just think that's a good way to keep your book budget lower by, just taking a few minutes to scan in receipts. So I thought I would share that with you today. I may be buddy reading The Magic Hour by Kristen Hanna this month with Michelle from Michelle Lynn Reads. I'm not sure. I need to message her and say, we both were like, oh, yes, let's read this in the month of April. And then we both were like, oh, we have so much going on, but we're going to get to it soon. Spoiler alert, I hauled The Magic Hour by Kristen Hanna this month, so I have a copy of that. I do have some new BookTube subscribers, and I have subscribed to their channels as well. So let me shout them out to you. One of them is Sue Jackson, and her channel is called Sue Jackson, or you can look for her at Sue Jackson DE. I like Sue. I like her, the things that she reads. I like the things that she talks about in her videos. She seems like like somebody I would be friends with in real life if she was down the street from me. So I appreciate Sue. So go and take a look at her and give her some love. I've also subscribed to Margaret Pinard. I think that's right. Hopefully that's right. I think I met Margaret on Cat's Sprints, perhaps. I'm not sure. She describes herself as a writer, reader, and shocking consumer of tea. I think, yeah, we were also destined to be friends. She also reads a lot of other things and things that I would read too, like poetry and some other things like that. And she does some streaming for readers to do some sprints, so that's always good. Another one is Matt from Bask in the Story. He's from the UK. I love his voice. I love the books he talks about. He also has some creative concepts. They're all just so wonderful. If I were a different person, I'd probably start copying all the things that they're talking about in their videos, but I don't want to do that. I'm also subscribed now to My Reading Life, which one of you, I'm trying to think, was it Noni? Was it Sandy? I'm sorry not to remember exactly who it was, but one of you recommended Heidi at My Reading Life. She lives in Maine. You said you thought I might like her, that we read some of the same things, and you were absolutely right. I really, really do. And I love to see BookTube content from people who live in another part of the country that's colder. And she's also judge for the BookTube prize. So we have that in common. And so I'm really, really excited to find her. Recommend that you go there as well. My Reading Life. Another thing, I'll link in the description box below. One of you recommended, and again, I'm sorry, I don't remember because I would have to look it up. I'm so sorry. Because I had featured that I was going to look at, and I purchased AJ Finn's new book, End of Story. One of you said, hey, he did a video about the new book and also talks about his mental health journey and some other things. And so I watched that today during lunch. And I have to say, I really enjoyed that a lot. They filmed this for YouTube. He did the interview at the Poisoned Pen, which is in Scottsdale, Arizona, which now I have an exciting place to go with my sister and brother-in-law when we go to Arizona. I can't wait to see if we can all go to the Poison Pen together, but the owner, Barbara of the Poison Pen, interviews him. I'm really glad that I watched that because I think I mentioned this, and this is, I think, why she brought it up when I was doing that anticipated reads video. I mentioned that there was some controversy about him and that I remember it just being very heavy. I don't exactly remember the details, but it had something to do with the fact that he had been a publisher. He had been someone who had published books and read books for a long, long time, then had written a book, and they were just, I guess, feeling like, maybe he had a leg up or something. that's not something I remember ever feeling attached to in any way. I loved The Woman in the Window. I loved the references to the old films, the film noir, and some of the films that I grew up watching and loving, and I still watch them today. Enjoyed that character. I enjoyed her story. I enjoyed what was revealed and when. It just, for me, end of story was an auto buy. And I think that that's true for a lot of people, but it might not be true for you. Nevertheless, I'm going to link that in the description box because it's an hour-long interview, but it really does shed a lot of light on not only his personal life and his move from, not being an author, published author, to this like sort of hit the ground running hit bestseller, and then how do you follow that up 7 years later, and will this one meet the expectation, and how he feels about that, and just a lot of stuff that was really, really interesting. I did not know that he was a queer author, so that was good for me to learn and understand. I like to support queer authors whenever I can. He has a dog. There's a great story about the dog, so if you have an hour, I recommend it. And now it makes me want to get to end of story sooner. So, okay. Thanks for joining me on Book Chat Life Chat. And I hope you enjoyed this. I hope it wasn't too rambly. And I appreciate all of you, your comments, your recommendations. As you can see, sometimes it takes me a while, but I get to them and then I look for them, and I follow the leads and the places you send me, and I really enjoy them. So thank you, thank you, thank you, all of you. You're the best community of bookish people a girl could ask for. And as always, happy reading. Bye.